I've sampled a bit of fame. I'm not like Brad Pitt or Clark Gable or anything like that. But I had a bit of fame briefly back in the 90s. I went on that program Blind Date. I mean, I was married at the time to my wife. Of course I was. Who else would I be married to? Yeah, I was married at the time, and there was like an advert in the yellow pages saying, "Is anyone interested?" My wife was like, "Oh, you should give that a go." I said, "What are you fucking talking about, you idiot? I'm married to you. Why would I go on Blind Date?" She's like, "Oh, these programs, they're all fake anyway, and they take you to nice places on these blind dates." So I was like, "Oh, fair enough." So I applied for Blind Date, right, and got it. So I go to the studio, right. I got to meet Cilla Black, you know, God rest her soul. Got to speak to her. She was lovely, really friendly. Everyone got on with her. Got to meet the other two male contestants. They were cunts. Didn't meet the female, of course, because well, you're not meant to. They're behind a big fucking wall, aren't they? My wife set me up a bit with it, right? Because she was saying, "Look, I don't normally condone this, but for the sake of the program, I'll give you permission to have sex with the woman contestant if you win." I was like, "What? You're joking, aren't you?" She was like, "No, straight up." I was like, "What? Why would I be having sex with her?" And then she said this whole thing like, "Oh, I heard that you get paid extra if you have sex with the person you go on the date with." I was like, "Well, I don't think that's right. That doesn't sound right at all. Why would they pay you extra money to have sex? They can't film it. They can't put it on fucking primetime television." She was like, "Well, do you watch Blind Date?" And I was like, "Well, no, I've never watched it before. It's one of your programs." She was like, "Exactly, it's one of my programs, so I know the rules. So I give you permission to have sex with the fucking contestant, and then you'll get extra money for it." I was like, "Well, that's very nice of you, thank you very much." It's before the actual filming of the thing. I'm sat there in this dressing room and I'm fucking nervous. And I'll admit it, you know, sometimes, you know, men, we're not machines, men. Sometimes we can't perform how we want to. So my wife, she gave me a few Viagra tablets. She was like, "You try these just before you go on, and they'll take a bit of time to work." So I was like, "All right, fine." So there I am, sat with these two other absolute tossers behind this wall, in front of a live studio audience. I've taken the Viagra tablets at this point. Music starts up, ban it, ban it, ban it, ban it, ban it, ban it. You know how it goes. And then Cilla Black comes out. She's like, "Hello, Chucks." You know how she used to talk to everyone. "Welcome to another edition of Blind Date. Tonight we're going to talk to our contestants. What's your name? Where'd you come from?" I'm Jeff. I'm from Basingstoke. I'm Jimmy. I'm from Scunthorpe. And then I was like, "I'm Barry. I'm from England." Cilla says, "Right, it's time to bring out the lovely lady." And then everyone goes, "Ooh," like that. And woman walks out. We can't see her because she's behind a fucking wall. And the audience starts, you know, clapping, wolf whistling, rubbing their legs. I mean, it was a different time, the 90s, before Me Too and all that. You could wolf whistle and rub your legs at a woman and they wouldn't bat an eyelid. So they're all going mad about this fucking female contestant. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, she must be a looker. She must be all right. So something starts stirring in me, imagining how fucking attractive this woman must be. Suddenly, right, I start feeling something in my trousers. I mean, I'm not literally feeling it with my hand. I mean, there's like a sensation. I'm like, what the fuck's that? So I noticed that I've got an erection. I was like, my wife told me that these kind of take hours to fucking work. But no, turns out fucking took minutes. Fucking music's still going, and I'm sat there with a fucking stonk on. I had to go through all these rounds. And like beforehand, my wife was giving me tips on how to react with it all. She was saying, "Gotta be flirtatious, gotta be a bit, you know, tongue-in-cheek." Stuff like, you know, if I was a greengrocer, I'd I'd tend to your melons, and then the audience would go, oh, like that, you know, little campy, little tongue-in-cheek. But I mean, I'm sat there with a fucking erection, trying to hide it from this massive studio audience, so I'm panicking. So it gets round to her asking questions. If you were an animal, right, what animal would you be? One of the guys says, I'd be a tiger, because I'm feisty. And so the whole crowd goes, oh, like that. She starts clapping, the audience starts clapping. And then it gets round to me. I'm sat there panicking, I'm profusely sweating, worried that people have seen that I've got a fucking erection and think I'm some kind of pervert, right? So I can't think of what to say. I said to her, if I could be any animal, I'd be a walrus. Because of all the mammals, they have the largest penis. I mean, like silence from the audience, like not an applause. Finally, it gets to the part of the night where she has to make her decision. At this point, I'm just like, please do not pick me, because I don't want to have to stand up. At this point, I was going to slink away. Turns out, she fucking does pick me. Audience is like clapping away. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. Cilla Black says, oh, come on down, Barry, come and meet your lovely lady. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to have to fucking do it. So I stand up, right, still got a fucking erection. I'm stood next to this fucking wooden panel separating us. They move the panel out the way. She's a lovely lady, looks at me, looks at my fucking erection. I go in for a hug, which was probably not the best thing I could have done at that point, but I was just trying to be friendly. She calls security and has me escorted out of the fucking building. Next day in the fucking newspapers, blind date guest standing to attention, and I was hounded by the tabloid media for days. So I had all the fame, all the notoriety, but I got nothing from it, just grief.